Welcome back, everybody. Hope that you could enjoy a little cup of coffee the way we just did. We didn't have a lot of time, but it was a good one. So with this session, we stay in the world of coffee packaging, as we will talk about secondary packaging for single-serve capsules. Thanks to its market growth and the variety of different presentations, flexible and diversified packaging machines have become crucial. Now let's connect with Alessandro Nobili, the head of packaging product management at IMA Coffee, and he is in Ozzano, Emilia. Good afternoon, Alessandro. Nice to have you with us. What kind of equipment are you going to present?
Good afternoon, Pietro, and thank you for the introduction. So today I would like to present our FTB577C cartoning machine, suitable to be linked to the Unica 10 lanes shown previously by Giacomo Spreafico. This is a servo trimmer machine that can be arranged in different configurations in terms of capsule orientations and in terms of carton typologies. In this case, we are handling the capsule in nesting configurations in one layer of 10. So it means 2 lines of 5. Nested, it means one capsule face up alternates with one capsule face down. In terms of carton, we start from a flat blank, and we have a double closure, so the top flap and the frontal flap. Starting from the beginning, from the conveyor system, we receive the capsule from the filling sealing machines, oriented face down in 2 lanes. By means of this system properly designed for aluminum capsule, we divide the capsule from 2 to 4 lanes. And at the exit, in the 4 lanes, we have additionally also the possibility to introduce the capsule manually by means of this chute. We can introduce here the capsule coming from offline, for example, from a faulty boxes that could be rejected at the end of the process. With the 4 lanes, we go inside the recirculating system, properly designed also in this case for aluminum capsule, in order to reduce as much as possible the capsule pressure, the accumulations, and accordingly also the possible damages. We go inside the machine. The door that are closed for safety reason. So inside the machine, we arrive in 4 lanes. The 2 external ones, like this, are suitable to keep the capsule face down. The 2 internal ones are able to overturn the capsule face up. So now we are really in the feeding system of the machine, where by means of groups of star wheels, we introduce the capsule inside the main carousel. We have 2 groups of dosing star wheels each carousel. One dedicated for the capsule face down and the other one for the capsule face up. We introduce alternatively one capsule face up and one capsule face down inside the carousel, in order to have in the picking area the capsule already arranged for be introduced inside the boxes. Now we have the focus in the forming station. In this case, for 577, we have a double forming station. We have the double magazine, and here the picking up that picks one by one the flat blank in the position of the sliding chute that move the flat blank in the forming position, During the transferring, there is also the glue of the internal surface of the carton. And when we arrive in the forming station, by means of the male tool through the female tool, we form the carton just in one stroke, and we position the carton itself by means of a vertical positioner inside the backing chain. Starting from this area up to the end of the process, we keep always in position the carton so we don't lose the position in order to have a better filling in the main area of the cartoning machine, where we fill 4 boxes per time. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4. By means of a robot that picks all the capsules up and introduces them inside the carton. During the transferring, the system closes all the capsules each other in order to reduce all the spaces in between. Then we move the closing area of the machine, where first of all we close the 2 small internal flaps. The first one by a fixed contrast, and the second one by a movable finger. Then we put the glue on the top flap, and in this station we close the top flap by this horizontal movement and the frontal flap by this vertical movement. Here we have the carton that is already formed, is already filled and properly closed. Optionally, we can integrate inside the machine also the marking unit. In this case, we have a printing unit by laser, but it could be also by ink. And at the end of the machine, before the eventual rejection, we check the correct shape of the carton by means of a group of photocells.
Okay, Alessandro, well, thank you very much for this first presentation of the machine. Now we all want to see it running, so please activate it.
Okay, thank you. Just a couple of seconds that we close all the guards for safety reason, and we can start again from the beginning of the product flow, starting from the 2 lanes coming from the filling sealing machines. Then we have the dividing system. We divide the capsules from 2 to 4 lanes. And then we have the feeding system by right circulating belt. I think that we can go inside the machine. Where we have the feeding system by star wheels here that feed the capsule 1 face up and 1 face down. We put all the capsule inside the carousel. Then we form the carton. We pick the carton in the sliding unit. We form in 1 stroke. We position the carton inside the bucket chain, and we arrive in the filling position. As you can see, by means of the robot, during the transferring, we close all the capsules each other with 3 different movements, 1 horizontal and 2 vertical. And finally, we close the cartons, the internal flaps, we glue, and finally, we close the top and the frontal flaps. up to the end of the process.
Very cool, Alessandro. Thank you very much. So you said that this machine can process up to 600 capsules per minute. Which other models have you got in your portfolio?
So as IMA Coffee, we have the possibility to provide turnkey solutions. So it means up to the palletizer, up to the really hand-off line. Also for the cars, we complete our portfolio in order to finish all the lines with the filling sealing machines that we have available. To answer to your question, we are able with our cartoning machines to handle from 150 to 1,500 in terms of capsules per minute, and from 10 to 150 in terms of cartons per minute.
So today's market requires attractive, aesthetic, and diversified display options for capsules. So how is your machine meeting those market needs for diversified presentation of the capsules?
Okay, so as I told you before, this machine can be arranged in different configurations in terms of both capsules and cartons for typologies and for formats. In terms of capsule configuration, we can arrange capsules in a different way. The most common orientation is the oriented one, where we have one capsule face up alternates with one capsule face down, like we have seen in the machine on show today. In this way, we can save space inside the carton, we can save material, and we can save space also inside the shelf. Another common capsule orientation is the one in quinconce that we call also in the flower configuration, where we have capsule face down interlocked with capsule face up in the middle. The most common orientations for flower configurations are in one layer, 8 capsule face down with 2 capsule face up, or the 2 layers of 5, where we have 4 capsule face down and 1 capsule face up in the middle, each layer. Another configuration that is a little bit simpler is the one with all the capsules in the same orientation. So all capsule face down or all capsule face up. Additionally, in our machine, you can also treat capsule filled randomly. It means in bulk, without any kind of orientation. In this case, we use counting star wheels instead of the robot. According to the market demand, we can also configure our cartoning machine with the different setting up in terms of closures, starting from the simplest one with just the top flap, or adding the frontal flap, like in this case, or adding again 2 additional lateral flaps, up to the more complex flip-top closure that can be with or without a tamper evidence system. Even in this case, our machines can be arranged to handle more than one type of closure in the same machine.
Okay. Every day there are more and more producers who are evaluating the usage of aluminum capsules. Which are the main challenges with this type of capsules, and how are you at IMA Coffee addressing these challenges?
Yeah, for sure, the main issue of this product is due to the ease of damage of the aluminum capsule body during the machine handling, but also during all the operation of the transportation after packing. In terms of handling, as we have seen before, we have designed a fitting system, the recirculating one, suitable to reduce the capsule accumulation and accordingly also the damaging. Moreover, each capsule in the carousel is housed in a separated bucket in order to avoid any contact between the capsule bodies that obviously could create possible damages. To reduce issues during the transportation, we designed a robot suitable to compact very, very tightly the capsule one each other in order to reduce, obviously, the space inside the box, but reduce also the possibility of shaking during the transportation. In case of more than one layer in the same box, we can also insert a layer, interlayer in between to increase again the capsule stability and to reduce again the damages of capsule body during the transportation.
The interest around Industry 4.0 is growing in the sector of coffee too. How is EMA approaching this topic, especially with its cartooners?
Yeah, Pietro, you are absolutely right. Every day we receive more and more requests of compatibility to Industry 4.0 features. So for sure, like we did in all our equipment, also for cartonings, we designed the internal software able to collect all the production data, like the problem counters, all the details related to the OE, so the overall equipment efficiency, the alarms, and so on, which can be shared to a separated software by the customer or to a line supervisor that can be designed and supplied by EMA. Obviously, the software, all the features, all the parameters can be customized according to the customer requirements.
Thank you very much, Alessandro. We have got a couple of questions from our viewers at home. Question number one, can we check the number of capsules filled in the box?
Okay, I think for this question, may I open? Okay. I show you the robot. So as you can see here, each finger of the robot has a dedicated suction pad. So we control each suction pad by an independent vacuum sensor. So we know exactly the capsule that we picked up from the carousels and the ones that we release inside the carton. In case of not correct number of capsules inside the box, we reject the box at the end of the process.
Okay. How is the capsules filling designed when in case of a box with bulk filling?
Okay. So for bulk, for sure, we don't have the robot because we don't need to orient the capsule in some ways. So we have just a counting star wheel that count the capsule, introduce the capsule inside an hopper that is positioned over the carton position and release the capsule directly inside the box randomly.
Okay. What are the dimensions of the machine? How big is it?
So to be frank, I don't remember exactly the real dimension, but approximately we are around 5.5 meters in terms of length. The width is about 3 meters, and the height is about 2 meters. In my opinion, considering the number of capsules that we can handle in these machines and the possibilities of configuration that we have in terms of capsules orientation, but also in terms of cartons, I can say that this machine can be considered a compact machine.
Okay. Thank you very much, Alessandro Nobili. The time for this session is up. So we take a little break, and after a couple of minutes, we will be right back with another interesting session.